The renewable energy space is booming, especially with all the federal grant money and support to make the energy transition as easy as possible. And it hasn't always been smooth sailing, and there's still several hurdles to jump over. But there's a lot of positive action happening. And in this interview, my business partner Cliff talks to Quentin, who's involved in a few different projects, including how he helps municipalities and school districts obtain federal grant money for renewable energy projects to the tune of $300 million. And he's a solar sales rep for ADT Solar. So make sure you stay all the way to the end so you don't miss a single second of this amazing interview.
Quentin Moffett with ADT Solar, and I do have other partnerships in the green energy space, which is what's allowing me to meet people like you, and hopefully we can create a journey of green energy that helps the planet. So we're looking to expand our network too. So if there's anything that you can let me know about you and your network that we could benefit after we go through those questions, please don't hesitate to do so, because we're looking to grow as fast as we can talk.
Sounds good. Well, can you give me a quick summary of your company and what you do there?
Yes, sir. So the first company I work with primarily is ADT Solar. And if you guys are familiar with ADT, the company with the doorbell, you match the doorbell, the Ring doorbell, and you can see the video. They ended up partnering with our solar company. We became ADT Solar. We were SunPro. And I'm a solar energy specialist there. So, and they focus mainly on residential homes. So if your residential home needs solar, you give me a call. I come outfit your home for a solar system, and we take care of your energy needs there. That's the primary company I work with. Secondary is NC Energy Authority. You guys can look them up on LinkedIn as well. So they're primarily solar too, but we have investments in wind energy, also hydrogen. And we work with a group of investors where when we find green renewable energy projects and we like them, we offer financing. And that's what we're focused on there. So although ADT Solar is my primary everyday gig, I'd say the last 4 or 5 months, we've been doubled down in looking for renewable energy projects. So that's the secondary company. The third partnership is with Guaranteed Clean Energy. They're out of Ohio. I'm the Louisiana rep for them. We focus on government municipalities and school districts to help them receive government funding and private funding for renewable energy, however they would like to use it on their school district or their government municipality. Now, to go a little bit deeper into that, if a school district wanted to add in classes in their school, from grade school, even colleges, there's also funding allocated for that. And so that's my background in renewable energy thus far. But just so you're aware and your network is aware, we'd love to find renewable energy projects all over the world. We're positioned to scale in any part of the world that would like to work with us. And that's me.
That's excellent. We feel the same way.
So absolutely.
What is the mission of 3 different directions going on? Let me just have you summarize. What's the mission of all your endeavors? Instead of just one company, what do you feel like the mission of all your endeavors are going towards?
The mission of all my endeavors is to make this world last as long as possible, number one. Second, I believe human civilization should be able to be interplanetary and energytary. That's not a word, but what I mean is we should be able to eventually navigate any type of energy to use when we're not on planet Earth, literally.
Yeah, getting energy naturally doesn't just have to happen on Earth, right?
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly. No, it doesn't.
Yeah, like you have 3 different endeavors now. They're all going towards that renewable energy space like you're talking about. How did you get to that point?
So I was part of a panel where the UN, the United Nations, were having a meeting on climate change, and I found out that there was this push toward renewable energy. And after I found that, I started looking for what renewable energy was. So I spent maybe 2 months researching. I quit my job. I spent 2 months researching what renewable energy was. I was in Louisiana, and I needed to find a renewable energy company to work for so I could immediately begin my renewable energy career. So I found Sunpro, and they were a solar company. So I was like, all right, okay, let me go learn about this solar, what solar does, how, because what the purpose of solar is, how to outfit a solar system. So I drove to Houston, and they invited me to their Houston office. I drove to Houston, and I got hired on, and I lived in my truck for about 6 months to learn what solar is and begin selling solar. So I started doing that, and the more that I sold, the more I fell in love with solar, the more I fell in love with options for renewable energy. So I was like, well, people will eventually be able to control their own energy usage and not have to pay for electricity bills. So that pushed me further into looking for more of what renewable energy was. I met someone else on LinkedIn, and he introduced me to NC Energy Authority. The guy that I met, he was a construction financier, and they were just beginning to manufacture solar panels. So I met him, and he introduced me to NC Energy Authority, and they let me know about the government funding that was available for schools and government municipalities. So I became the Louisiana rep for them. NC Energy Authority, before that I started working with them, they introduced me to GCE, so Guaranteed Clean Energy. So I began calling all over Louisiana to introduce government municipalities and school districts to government funding, the opportunity, and we had got it to we were able to call all over Louisiana and accumulate it was a little over $300 million worth of government funding to allocate toward these school districts and government municipalities. NC Energy Authority loved my work ethic. They loved my willingness to learn about renewable energy. Then they introduced me to the network of individuals that want to curate renewable energy projects. So after that, I started, now on a daily basis, I'm usually calling school districts, calling government municipalities, and networking on LinkedIn to find renewable energy projects. So that's been my renewable energy career thus far.
That's a fantastic story, Quentin. That's really inspiring. That's really great.
I appreciate it.
What's your company's position on the climate crisis, and what role does ADT Solar play in response to?
So ADT Solar, their goal is to, right now they're only tied to renewable, they're only tied to solar, and the whole goal for them partnering with ADT was so they could give a home the complete energy efficiency makeover. You would have your solar, you would also have your home automated to tie into energy efficiency and security. So that was ADT's goal. And their position on climate is they're actually building a network here in Louisiana, in Mandeville, Louisiana. It's not far from New Orleans. That will be the clean energy hub for Louisiana. Right now, there are major investments going on there to tailor toward clean energy.
That's fantastic. So who would be the perfect prospect for the company?
Anyone willing to learn about renewable energy, anyone willing to learn about solar, anyone willing to be a part of the future, anyone that wants to own their own electricity.
Commercial or residential, doesn't matter.
At the moment, it's only residential, but here in the next so little bit, it'll be commercial too. But Currently, it's only residential. Yep.
I see. And where do you look for those customers?
So we work referral based. I personally work more referral based versus collecting leads. More than half of my businesses is done more referrals. So yeah, we really focus on referrals.
I see. So do you have a struggle with the marketing the company with social media?
Personally, no, but I do imagine that there are sales reps that do.
Where have you seen the biggest success, let's say last year?
The biggest success for me was being able to be hired on with a very reputable company and learn about renewable energy as quick as they taught it for solar, and then go and see how I could affect the homeowner's life by giving them the control back of owning their own electricity. That's the biggest success, because that scope would be applied to the world. So to me, that was the biggest success.
That's excellent. What are you hoping for 2020?
Hoping for 2022 that the U.S. begins creating large enough renewable projects to compete with other countries. So yesterday I saw that President Biden enacted the Defense Production Act, which is going to streamline renewable energy manufacturers and supply chains and put us in a better position to make it more lucrative right now. So that was a major deal yesterday. So that's what I'm hoping for 2022.
Do you have a number one tip you'd give anyone for marketing their green business on social media?
Start from the top down. That would be my number one. I focus on top-down selling. So because it's tailored toward my goal, top-down selling for me is important. So I would start with trying to reach the CEO of a company first, and that CEO let his team know about what's happening within the company. And so I'm referred by the CEO to the rest of the company. I believe that the company would believe is a very legit process and someone that CEO trusts has that experience. Top-down selling is my go-to.
Thank you so much for that tip. That's really a great one. If someone's watching this interview and they want to learn more about you and want to get in touch with you, what's the number one best way for them?
The best way would be LinkedIn. Just send a connect or send an email. My notifications are on, and you can call my cell phone too.
And I want to thank you so much, Quentin. I really appreciate hearing your insights about these various questions. It's really been enlightening. Thank you so much.
Hey, not a problem.
And if you enjoyed hearing all about ADT Solar and all the renewable energy projects that Quentin is involved in, I invite you to check out this interview on the right with Isaac from Power From Within Clean Energy Society, who uses solar and a lot of other technologies to make sustainable modular housing more affordable for everyone.